You know I'm a low power variable optic guy, so talk to me about this new low power.
Okay, guys. So last year, one of our big home run products that we did really well for us was coming out with a 1:6 Raptor first focal plane scope. I know you've got
what
one
I
of those.
have.
I've got one too.
I love it.
I've got mine on a 193 mount because I saw you put yours on a 193 mount. I'll try this thing that John's doing. He says it works really well for him. So, and you were right. So we have the same scope. So a lot of our customers said, hey, that's great in a 1:6x.
Yeah.
Are you going to do a 1:8x in the first focal plane?
1:8 is the gold standard now.
And so we said, well, we've got the 1:8 in the platinum. So yeah, we've got it in the platinum already. And that's like, well, that's $1,400.
$1,400.
Come on,
that's a lot of money.
So we listened. We're the company that listens to our customers. We're responsive, and we said, okay, you twist our arm.
Can we do it?
So this is the new Silver Series 1:8 first focal plane with the Raptor Reticle in it.
Oh, I love the Raptor Reticle.
It's an all-new design. So before, the first focal plane Raptor shared a scope body with the second focal plane.
Yep.
Really, really close to the same scope body. This is a new one, new design. It is still in the Silver Series, so it is only $499.
Stop. So now you're talking a first focal plane, 1:8,
Yes.
low power variable optic for less than $500.
That's right.
That's stupid.
Yeah, wait till you look through
That's stupid. I haven't actually looked through this glass yet, so I'm stoked for that.
Yeah. So we've got this little fin here. You can put it in a couple of different spots, and that flippy boy that we had earlier.
Flippy boy?
The flippy boy will go on here.
Yes, I love the flippy boy.
You can have a mag lever to use there. We've got our illumination is labeled a little bit differently on this. You can see there's off.
Yep.
Come around, I'll show you this. There's our off. There's night vision 1, night vision 2. Spin it all the way around, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then daytime bright 1 and daytime bright 2.
Okay.
Are the last two settings. I'll put on about 8 for here. The last two settings are the two daylight bright ones, and a lot of guys on the forums and the internet have said, hey, when are you going to make your reticles brighter? When are you going to make them daylight bright? So we did.
Okay.
And we've actually labeled it as such. Daytime 1 and daytime 2 are your two. I'm outdoors. It's noon. There's no clouds in the sky, and I'm shooting at a steel target that's painted white.
Right. I need a freaking reticle bright.
Yeah. So that's what we've done. So this is the Silver SLX8 1:8 by 24 first focal plane, and it's going to be $499 lifetime warranty. And I think it's going to be a big win for us. We're super excited about it.
If you're not familiar with first focal plane versus second focal plane, again, in the first focal plane, your reticle stays consistent. It is in the first focal plane while your magnification changes. The second focal plane, the reticle changes when your magnification changes. But this first focal plane, you get that constant picture, and you can then get after it. Can I see?
Yeah. And while you're looking at it, let me give you guys my spiel on reticles in first focal plane low power variable optics. If you're buying a first focal plane low power variable optic, choose your reticle extremely carefully, because at 8 power, fine reticle that has lots of nice little subtensions and it's great for distance shooting can very easily disappear at 1 power. And I hate that, because the whole point is to have a red dot type experience at 1x, where I come up like he is, I come up and bam, I've got a sight picture instantly, right? If the reticle disappears, I lose my sight picture, I've slowed down.
Right.
That's exactly the opposite of why I bought a 1:8. I want fast at 1x, or else I would have bought something that was a different magnification, like a prism scope or something, right? So for me, the reticle is supremely important in the low power variable optic, and we really hit it out of the ballpark with the Raptor. It's got that big horseshoe that surrounds the fine reticle details.
Right.
So when you crank it down to 1x, you got a ring that you can aim with, like the old donut of doom type reticle. You just put that donut on top of whatever you want to hit, and you're good to go.
I think I said it backwards, by the way. I might have said it backwards on camera, and if I did, my apologies. Because again, in this one, what you've got is you've got a growing ring, so then that way what that does is, when you go to the higher variables, if you go to 8 power, then you can actually see it's got a bullet drop.
All the ACSS stuff is in there. Wind holds, moving target leads, range estimation, it's all in there. It's in there if you want it or you need it at high magnification, but you don't need all that stuff at low magnification. You just want speed. So you shrink it down to the donut. You shrink it down to that tight ring. What do you think?
Beautiful. Gosh, it's clear glass. And at 1 power, true 1 power, and love just seeing how fast the reticle is. Gosh, I love it.
For $500, that
thing's
unbeatable.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a new mount too that you
Yes.
guys just came out with.
I'm super excited about these. This is the sleeper product, I think, of 2019. So those of you that know Primary Arms, that know our company, know our products, we've had mounts before, but we wanted to step our mount game up. And the same gentleman who's been designing our scopes has designed these mounts here in Houston, Texas. These are the ECS Extreme Clamping System of mounts. So what we've got here is all USA made hardware, and the top caps and the cross bolts. It's all USA made stuff, and it's grade 12.9 hardened steel.
Okay.
And it's manganese phosphate coated, the same kind of coating that you've got on your AR-15 barrel. You know, this old Parkerizing. It's that coating, so it's not going to rust on you. And we've gone to a T25 instead of an Allen head, so you can't strip these out.
Beautiful.
Our old mounts, we used to tell people 20 inch-pounds of torque. And a lot of guys are like, I don't have an inch-pound torque wrench. Well, just go finger tight and then like a half a turn and you'll be okay, but don't over tighten it.
Don't crank them, just strip them out.
Let the blue Loctite do its job. You know, that was our advice. These, we're telling folks, you can tighten these up to 65 inch-pounds a piece.
Ooh.
And when you do that, you get 2,000 pounds of clamping force per crossbolt, which means the 30 millimeter mount here has got 2,000, 4,000, 6,000 total pounds.
It's not going anywhere.
No, it is really not going anywhere. 6,000 pounds of clamping force holding your optic onto your receiver. In testing, what we have found is that we will destroy the receiver before we break them out.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't destroy the
We don't
receiver.
recommend that. But this, don't use crazy monkey strength when you put on your scope mount. But if you do, you'll hurt the receiver first. So that's where we're at with these. The cool part is, we also have, you can see everything about this is engraved in here. So you get the MOA of cant, you get whether it's an extended forward offset, you get what diameter of rings it's for. That's going to be great for the secondary market. If you're buying one off of the old ARFCOM equipment exchange and you don't have the original, you can just look and see what it is, right? It's super easy. This is a $80 mount, $79.99.
Gosh, that's great. That's a great price point.
Like I said, everything that we do, we want to punch above our weight class. So it's an $80 mount that does everything that a $250 mount will do.
It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. We've got red dot riser mounts that are going to be $30, same technology. We've got rings in all different heights and sizes, and we're super excited about it. They're going to be fantastic.
I mean, you know I'm going to ask, eventually you're going to come out with a 193?
I hope so.
Okay.
Let's do it. I'll do my part.
Okay.
Yeah. We got to pressure the primary arms.
Yeah, we got to get some pressure on primary arms because, you know, I love the 193 because I liked a little bit higher so that I can get a little bit better sight picture at close range. But I think that's an excellent choice at a really good price point. These guys available yet?
No, they're not, but they're coming soon.
Any idea on when?
I don't.
Soon.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
The quote-unquote soon.
The mounts are easier to get than the scopes. You know, I hate making promises that we can't keep.
I get
you know?
it, man. I get
but the mounts will be easier to get than the scopes are.
One of the cool things you get to see here at SHOT is you see folks having other meetings and stuff in the background. It's a live show, guys. There's there's a show going on behind us, so you know this isn't studio produced or anything.
Yeah.
But
Hey, our booth is busy. We got a lot of people looking for us this year.
So, Mike, man, I'm excited, man. You guys got some really cool new stuff.
I am. I'm excited too.
And I think, you know, some folks are, I've seen some folks talking on the internet, but well, what's new at SHOT Show this year? There's nothing coming out. There's a lot of new stuff if you're looking.
Hey, I mean, we all like the fancy stuff. You know, we all like the unobtainium stuff. I like the minigun and 5.56. Yeah, awesome, you know. But you know what? Everybody needs an affordable mount that doesn't suck. Everybody needs an affordable mount that doesn't suck. Come to Primary Arms. We got them.
You got one. I was at the HK booth earlier, and they have a 40 millimeter fully automatic grenade launcher, and I'm like, well, you know,
Yeah, that'll defend the house.
of course, but you know, probably out of the budget. Maybe the ATF would get frustrated, but I could maybe pick one of these up, and now I got something that I can feel good about, man.
This you can do. If you're the guy who's working, you know, 50, 60 hours a week, and you got the wife and kids at home, and guns are not your profession.
Right.
You know, we're your guys.
That's awesome, man. Hey, man, I appreciate it, dude. I am really,
it's great to see
really
you.
excited to see what you guys are doing. I think for most of us guys, this is the way to go. It is not value tier like El Cheapo, but like you get more value for your money. And when you get 95% of the top end quality for 50% of the top end money, that to me is where to go. That's how I live.
Yeah. I call it the Mario Andretti effect, right?
Yeah.
I drive a Corvette. I'm a Corvette guy. I've got an old Corvette. I love my Corvette. It's my dream car, right? A lot of guys will say, oh, you could have got a Ferrari. You could have got a Lambo. Lambo's faster, Ferrari's faster.
It is.
Okay, it is. But for what I do and my skill level, I can't really access that extra performance.
Right.
Going back and forth to work in Houston, I'm not doing 150 miles an hour. It's not going to happen, right? But it's a fun car for my skill level and what I do with it. And it's the same way with these scopes. I'm not a professional level shooter. I'm not a sponsored, I shoot 120,000 rounds a year and I'm on TV type shooter. That's not who I am. But for the kind of shooting I do, I work hard. I want to go to the range and I want to run a timer and I want to shoot fast with my AR 2 times a month.
Right.
Is as much as I get out there. For the kind of shooting I do and the skill level I'm at, these have more performance than I can access. The sticking point with the optics, the primary arms optics that I've got on my guns, it's never the optic that gets in my way. It's that I'm not a good enough shooter.
Right. I can't outshoot that anyway, so the extra 5%.
You give me a $4,000 scope and I'm like, yay, am I any faster or more accurate? I'm sorry to say I'm really not.
Right.
Because it's not the scope, it's the guy behind the trigger.
Yeah, don't blame the glass. Don't blame the equipment. It's in the computer world what we call a pebcac, right? The problem exists between the keyboard and the chair, right?
Yeah.
So,
So that's where we're at.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, good thing to check out. Of course, primaryarms.com is where they're going to get the all his stuff here, and or I think you can find some of them at your local retailers too, right?
Yep. And we've got a very growing network of brick and mortar dealers. If you're a dealer out there and you're looking to carry primary arm scopes, we've got a very aggressive dealer policy, and we're looking for brick and mortar stores. We control our map pricing very tightly. A lot of these guys that are running mom and pop gun stores, they're really tired of being they're tired of being the showroom for the internet, right? I go in, I put my hands on it. Oh, I want that. I'm going to order it online. You'll find if you're a dealer, you'll find with us that our scopes are the same price on our website. They're the same price on Optics Planet. They're the same price on Amazon. They're the same price at your local brick and mortar store. So support your local gun store, guys. Those guys need all the business they can get. They're trying to get products into your hands as best they can. So we're trying to look for those brick and mortar mom and pop stores and support them as best we can.
And there's an important, especially with optics, an important thing about being able to look into the tube, being able to kind of feel it, maybe being able to demo it out on the range or something before you
feel the adjustments. How does it feel to turn this thing? Does it feel cheap or not?
Right.
We like to have the product put the product in people's hands.
Amen.
And we invite that kind of comparison. Compare our stuff to anybody's. Go for it. Put it in your hands and see what you think.
Awesome stuff, guys.